Okay, all the things you are. Now, this is the song that got me started on this whole transposing thing that I'm doing. And here's the song, F minor. And I'm going to stop right there and just work on this first line. That's all this video is going to be about, is just the first line of this song. And why functional harmony is kind of a bad way to transpose this song. I'm not saying it's a bad way, and I'm not saying it's a wrong way. I'm just saying it's a difficult way. And, hey, we're jazz musicians. We're not rocket scientists. So, we need to keep things simple. And I mean, if you're improvising or transposing on the fly and stuff, you need to keep things as the simple is better. We're in the key of A flat in this song, and we're going to start on the 6th chord. Okay? Then we go to the 2 chord, B flat minor. Then to the 5 chord, E flat 7. A flat major 7 is the 1 chord. Up to the 4 chord, D flat. So far, no problems, but all of a sudden here we get D, G, and C. Well, D, G, and C. That's a 2, 5, 1, and C, right? So I guess what we have to remember is we're in the key of A flat. We've gone to the 4 chord, and now all of a sudden we're going to jump to the key of C. And C is like the 3rd of A flat. So, okay, we're jumping to the key of the 3rd. All right, so a 2, 5, 1 in the 3rd. So if I think that way, I have to think what this new key is relative to the key I was in. I have to think up a 3rd to C. And then I have to also think about what the 2 chord is, because I'm not going to C directly. I'm going to go to the 2 chord. So I have to make 2 little steps there. I have to think about the transposition from A flat up to C. And then I have to think of a 2, 5, 1 in the key of C. Okay, now that's doable. I can do that. But then you get to the next line. I'm not going there today, but you get to the next line. It's the same thing, but it's in a whole other key. So by the time I get through that line, I've had to think about this song in 4 different keys. And if I want to transpose it to another key, and especially a difficult key like E, I'm going to be in the deep end of the pool. All right. Let me transpose it into the key of E right now using this functional harmony, okay? So we said we start on the 6th chord. Okay, the 6th chord of E is C sharp minor, okay? And then, this just follows the cycle of fifths. So it's pretty easy to just go around the cycle of fifths here to F sharp minor. That's the 2 chord. Not the 2 chord, yeah. Then B7, 5 chord, and then E. And then we get to the 4 chord, A. And then I want to transpose into the key of the 3rd of E, right? I want to transpose up into this key. Now, what's that key right there? All right, did you say A flat? If you said A flat, that's not really right. We're in the key of E, right? The 3 key in E is G sharp. So now we're in the key of G sharp major. I've never even heard of the key of G sharp major. How many sharps does G sharp major have in it? We'll figure that out in a minute. But the 2 chord would be A sharp, D sharp, and G sharp, okay? Now, I'll bet most jazz musicians even have never seen that 2, 5, 1 before. A sharp, D sharp, to G. They always see it this way, B flat, E flat to A flat, because A flat's got 5 flats or 4 flats in it. What does the key of G sharp have? Why do we never see that key? Because it's got 8 sharps, okay? And how do you get 8 sharps when you only have 7 notes? So that's why you don't see the key of G sharp. And that's why functional harmony gets you into trouble on this song. Here's a much easier way to do this, and I'm going to do this with the bridge of The Girl from Ipanema, and I'm going to do this with Stella, and I'm going to do little separate videos on each one so I can earn more money. So let me guide you through the A section of the song in the original key using very little of the functional harmony and using instead root movement. So you first, you start in the 6th chord, that's functional harmony, and then you just follow the cycle of fifths to B flat, to E flat, to A flat, to D flat. And here, instead of transposing to the key of C and working out a 2, 5, 1 there, just go up a half step, and that's your 2 chord, and then do a 2, 5, 1. Let me transpose it into the key of E right now using the better way to do it, all right? You know, you start on the 6th chord. That would be a C sharp. We're in the key of E, so start on the 6th chord, relative minor. Goes through the cycle of fifths. There's the 1 chord. Here's the 4 chord. Okay? Now, I don't know what key I'm going to go to, but I'm just going to go up a half a step, and that's going to be the beginning of a 2-5-1. So go up a half step from A. That's B flat. Now, I could have maybe called it A sharp, but you know, B flat just seems more familiar to me. So, and of course, it's a better way to do it. B flat, E flat, A flat. All right. And then on the second line, you know, instead of thinking about now what key am I in, you just turn it to a minor and do the same thing. Follow the cycle of fifths. Let's see, maybe do it right the melody here. Here's the 4 chord, and now I know to go up a half a step to, you know, F minor, not E sharp. All right. And, you know, the middle part of the song, I know to repeat that 2-5-1. And then here, you know, I'm going down, do a 2-5-1, down a minor third. But that's hard to think of, too. I want to find the 2 chord. I just go down a half a step. All right? That's easy to remember. All right? And then once again, you know I want to get back to my C sharp because that's the beginning of the next section. It's just like the A section. But I'm on C. The easiest way to remember, just go down a major third, play a dominant chord, and you're back to C sharp minor. And really, you don't have to do much functional thinking on this song at all. You just follow the cycle of fifths, and in those few little spots, you just remember, go up a half step, do another 2-5-1, or, you know, or change the chord to a minor and do the next section, stuff like that. Okay, it works out really great. Hey, thanks a lot, folks, for tuning in, and I do appreciate your comments and your suggestions and even your criticisms. So thanks again. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you think these videos are going to be useful to you, and give me one of these thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks a bunch.